Well, today's the day. We're gonna go try to plant some beans. Finally looks like the weather's warming up. It's been terrible cold. This morning I had a 2-inch hose on a pump that was froze solid. So hopefully we're done with temperatures like that and we'll go plant. Just gotta get the planter hooked up, load it up with seed, and we'll head out. So today's the first day of planting, April 22nd. Just kind of getting started here. I got 77 acres done here. This field's 220 acres. Also the first time I get to use my swivel seat modification. So this right here this is as far as it goes from the factory. And to look back, you always got to turn around like this. So this is awesome. Made the seat so you can go look like this. You look right back at that and actually see what you're doing. It should be something that is factory. Just watch what you're doing. So here's what the monitor's saying. This is planting 100,000 population. We got 39% furrow moisture. We got delta force on here. Margins about 30-40 pounds. Here we're going about 7 miles an hour. Well, second day of planting now. Switched to some no-till beans. It's the April 23rd. And soil temp started out about 50s up to high 50s, 60 now. This tractor has ITEC activation. So I thought I'd just show you guys a little bit about that. It's a little bit more complicated than it should be. A little bit of a setup process you have to do. I've already done all that, but we'll show you what it's like. So there, I obviously turned around myself, but with this ITEC here, you gotta put boundaries for one, because you have to have boundaries set in order for it to work. You want exterior headland, and then this method, constant offset. I'm at 120 feet because that's 2 planter passes. you need that. And then you have to go through and set up your sequences that you've got. So here I've got planting. It'll lift the planter and slow down to 5 miles an hour. Turn around. Then it will put the planter down and speed up to, well, 6 mile an hour here, and then a little bit further 6.2. Sometimes I have this at 6.5 or 7. So you got to set all that, and you got your distances. You can just record as you turn around on the end. So there, now it's enabled. Everything is set up for it to work. Then you push this button, and that means it's armed. So you're on this screen. It'll look like that. I'm not planting with that monitor. I've got 2020 running on my planter, an iPad as well. So then you gotta put in all your turn radius stuff, which should actually be 30. Every time you make a change, it disables it, so you gotta turn it back on. So this here, implement turn radius, inline control point, and then you can make an offset if you don't like how it's turning. We'll see how well it does turn around at this end because it's not straight. There's a waterway that goes through here, and yeah, and it's kind of an angle. So when I come up to that headland, the message is going to pop up, and I'm going to push this auto steer engage button. Accepts the message, or you can do it on the screen. It'll pop up either you want to go straight, turn left, or turn right. You got to tell it what to do. So see, it wants to turn right, but we're gonna say turn left. Don't skip. You can keep hitting it and it'll skip. Except it'll flip to go left, and so we come up to the line. It should slow down, and it slows down to 5. It lifts. I'm not doing anything. It's making the corner. Gets back in line. It drops the planter down, and there it sets the speed, speeds up. And I never touched anything, and we're going 6.3. So it took me quite a bit of messing around to get to that, but okay, back to this ITEC. I just ran out of seed and had to go fill up. So back talking about this, there's a lot of different settings here, and like implement turn radius, if you've got that set at greater than half of your implement width, then it'll make a light bulb turn, and less than that, it'll just make a normal turn. I've got it set right at half, so it just makes a normal turn, I think. And then I turn the inline control point up, so it actually turns past just a little bit, and then comes back so the planter is in line. So I've got it set to lift the planter, slow down, make the corner, set the planter down, and speed up. And I just punched all that stuff into the menu, but you can just hit the record button and go through it, and it'll tell you. So here, this message pops up when you want to turn, and I hit the resume button, and it acknowledges, and it shows it on the screen, the corner it's going to make. So there it lifts, and it slows down, and it turns. So it's a turn all at the same time. There, made the corner. It's going to set it down and then speed up. And that's how it works. It doesn't really work very well if you've got big sharp point rows. I can't figure that out. But if you got a square field or something just a little wavy like that, it seems to do fine. But it took quite a bit of setup to get it to that point to where I like it. So if you're not very technical, don't like messing with the computers, it's probably not something you're going to want to mess with. I had 2 rows of quit planting. Here shows me on this. So those lines there are 2 rows that didn't plant. So I'll go figure out what's wrong. I'm pretty low on seed, so they're probably out of seed. I'll go move some seed around, and then it'll fill those spots back in. So let's go move some seed. This elbow here that I move seed around with. And this one looks even. We'll take a scoop. So since those 2 meters ran out of seed, they're empty. So I can come to here and I just click those 2 up. It spins all the meters till they see seed. So it sees 3 seeds. And it's not going to do it, I guess. So, yep. See, those 2 failed to load. There's no seed in there. So for me to get seed into those boxes, I have to click it down, and that turns on the blower to blow seed out to the rows. So give it a little bit. It's blowing seed to those rows, and now I can click it again, and all the meters are loaded. If it wouldn't have, it would have told me right there. Okay, so I got going again. My monitor, the speaker quit working, so I couldn't, it wouldn't beep at all. I would be seeding and it wouldn't beep about anything. And I knew that yesterday, first day. So my dealer brought out a new monitor and we got it hooked up. I was looking at the old monitor and there's a reset button on the back. We pushed the reset button on the back and my old monitor reset and plugged it back in and worked fine. This is a different one though that he let me use. He's gonna send that one in and get the speaker fixed. So just hit the reset button. So this monitor is the Gen 3 2020, and I've got 9 smart firmers on here. So there were the furrow moisture, clean furrow, uniform furrow, organic matter, CEC, soil temp. That's where all those numbers come from. They're a little sensor that just rides right behind the disc openers. So here, doing beans at 100,000. This planter's got delta force. So this map here is a downforce map that I watch a lot of times. If you get like a row plugged up and jammed or something, it'll show blue. I mean, before you can even see it looking back there, it'll show up on this map. Get it, guys? You know how everything works? Well, it'll turn around and hand for you.
I just have to push this.
You don't have to do anything. You just have to watch, make sure it's planting good. Is it planting good? And all those boxes are green? Oh, you gotta push this little button here to tell it. There. That tells it, and then look at it shows you what it's gonna do. It's white, so that means it's not gonna run into the fence. So it's gonna slow itself down. It's gonna lift the planter. It's gonna turn it. Good job turning around. Did you see how I did it? Okay, see ya.
Do I have to push that too?
Yeah, you will. Yeah, when that thing goes off, then switch the trash whipper thing to
This?
yeah.
To like here?
To just that second, between the first and second line.
Right there?
Yeah, right there. You can do that. You can move it.
This?
That, and then that'll beep at you pretty soon. Yep, there you go. And then you look at the screen when it beeps at you, and then make sure it's saying, hey, we're going to turn right, because you can tell it to turn left too. So we want it to be the arrow going that way. Oh, and it shows the line already. Push it. And push it again. It's showing right. And it's red because we're going to turn around outside of our boundary, that purple line. But that's fine because that's our field too. So the fence is actually right here. So we're driving across it. That's why that line is red. It's saying.
So now now I have to switch it back.
Once we get out of this softer.
So switch it
Not
back
right now.
to where? Like here?
Yep, that second notch between that second and third notch. Once we get out of this softer.
I didn't do it.
This side's gonna come out last, so you can watch
Now?
it. Yeah, now you can do it. There you go. So you can make that gauge read about 30. You know where 30 is at?
Down. What?
No, that's the tank pressure.
This one?
This is the down pressure, yep.
Where? In the
Do
middle.
you see a 30 on there?
No.
No.
But it's in the middle of
About 20 and 40. So you're doing a good job.
Is that the line?
Yeah.
It is.
You're gonna be on my YouTube now. Driving tractor.